Hello everybody and welcome to Vinland Saga episode 11 anime review. I feel like this episode got going, if that makes sense. I feel like this episode we got some gears, we started spinning some gears, and it's going to be gears, not like the video game. Plot gears. I think I enjoyed this episode more than I enjoyed the previous few episodes. It's still been good and everything, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, let's get on with it a little bit. This episode, we got on with it. Like, there was a bit at the beginning, a lot of banter at the beginning, but the banter at the beginning was good. I mean, I should save this when I actually get into the episode, but yeah, it was good. There was not too much. I don't really have a lot of complaints about Vinland Saga. I only learnt recently the manga's quite old. Manga came out, or started coming out in like 2005. I was like, what? Crazy, because I didn't do like any research before watching Vinland Saga. I knew it was about Vikings. That was about it. But yeah, let's crack on with the episode proper. See what happened and everything, and then talk about it, because that's what we do on this show. Let's do this. We begin with Torkel and friends. I guess they're his friends. I thought they were English, but they were talking here like they were like Norse, or Danish. I don't really know the right term. I'm sorry, Norse. Let's say Norse. I don't think that's right. They're talking about Jesus. They ask Canute about Jesus and other stuff. Then there's a priest who gets drunk because he's loud. Like, this whole early bit was like, I get it, because it's like world building and, you know, setting the characters, I guess, not allegiances, what would you call it? Faith's a good word. And yeah, I liked it. It was good. But yeah, then they talk about Valhalla a bit and everything. Just learn more about, I guess, their beliefs. That's a good way of putting it. And it was interesting because it helps you think about their decisions a bit better. It did get a bit towards the beginning, before Torkel got involved. There's just these nobodies talking. I say they're nobodies, watch them be incredibly important, so maybe. But yeah, then they sense a disturbance in the force, and Torkel javelins a dude before proceeding to have a very peaceful conversation. It's Ragnar's men, remember the ones that asked Askeladd for help, but then, yeah, that happened. They return the prince to him, and then Torkel baits them, essentially. He's like, come get me, you wuss. And then they're like, you what? And then they charge him. They have a little bit of fight. Askeladd's lot are off to the side somewhere. They're like, I hear them fighting. Torkel smells something. Smells charcoal. Askeladd sets something on fire. What could it be? What could he have set on fire in this forest in autumn or fall, if you will? I can't put my finger on what he could have possibly set on fire. Turns out the thing he did set on fire was the forest itself. Forest fire. Torkel knows that there's a third party that did it because he's got a brain, I guess, which is weird. Askeladd sends Thorfinn in on his own. He's like, go get the prince. And then Askeladd and the other guy, whose name I've forgotten, because of course I have, and he's like, you actually trust Thorfinn, don't you? And he's like, no, you crazy? He doesn't actually say that, but it's implied. Canute and the main lot get surrounded. Thorfinn jumps in and saves them, stabs a dude. The dude didn't even know he'd been stabbed. He was like, where did he go? Without realising the knife was in him. I'm like, dude, that's some delayed reactions. Torkel spots Thorfinn. He knows who his mum is. He knows his mum's name. And Thorfinn's like, hang on, how do you know my mother? And then he says that Thors was the only man stronger than Torkel. Torkel says this himself. And then he lets him leave. He's like, bye Thorfinn, I'll see you next time. We're both heading to King Sweyn's army. So chat to you later, son. Thorfinn returns to Askeladd with the prince. Askeladd asks to see the prince's face, and the prince might be the princess. Like, it might be a girl, it might just be a pretty boy. I needed more confirmation there. Not too sure what to say. Like, traps are a thing in anime, and I know this is a very not anime, if that makes sense. It's a very, I don't want to call it realistic because he threw a tomahawk through 7 dudes the other episode. But you know what I'm saying? It's on the border between realistic and like over the top. It's like it's hit a nice balance. And that's a thing I appreciate Vinland Saga doing. Because if it was too realistic, I'd probably not like it as much. Because if something's really realistic, I wouldn't watch anime. I'd watch a Viking show. I don't know any that's not Vikings, Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying though? I wouldn't go to an anime if I wanted a super realistic Viking show. I would watch the History Channel. I don't know. But anyway, that was the end of the episode. Curious to see what's going on. I imagine maybe Thorfinn and Canute will have some sort of bonding, and they're like, so how did you get here? You don't fit in with this crew. And he's like, well, my dad died, and now I swore revenge, and that's why I'm here. Probably not exactly like that, obviously, but something will go on there. Canute will be like, I don't have choices, and Thorfinn's like, idiot, make your own choices. Maybe. I have no idea where the plot's going, I'm going to be honest. Another weird thing, I learned that apparently all these people like actually existed. Obviously then they weren't like this necessarily, but like King Sweyn, he was the real king at that time. There was actually a King Sweyn, and if that's wrong, blame Wikipedia, because as we all know, it's the most useful encyclopedia of knowledge because anybody can edit it, so you always get the most accurate information. Good job, Wikipedia. You're not getting my £2 a month. But yeah, that was the end of Vinland Saga this week. I feel like it's getting into its groove for me. Like, I have enjoyed it, but after that first little opening arc, it did kind of start to lose its luster for me. And now hopefully it can bring it back, and then I can, hopefully by the end of this season, I'm like, yeah, Vinland Saga is very good, and I can get on that train, because I want to be on the train where I'm like, Vinland Saga is very good. I don't want to be on the train that is like everything else is trash and only Vinland Saga is good. I just want everything to be good. I'll say everything's good because I'm a positive guy. That's what we'll do. Anyway, I will see you next week for the next episode of Vinland Saga, unless they delay it again, I don't know. I've forgotten how I usually end these things. I'll see you next week. Subscribe and stuff if you want to watch more reviews. And, bye guys.